Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. Indeed, we have today a heavy subject to speak about the knowledge, about the creation of knowledge, and answer to the question which is in the agenda. First question, you can read. So if this creation and governance of credible knowledge with publicly accepted metrics shall address a real need of EU citizens, is this a relevant need or not? So for this question, of course, I have my example, Professor Zeleny, who says, what is the knowledge? So I expect the knowledge is an action, not the description of action. So we are not speaking about some wisdom or something or scientific wisdom which could be activated for real use in the life. So again, this is the main question. And according to Online X, what is some emerging standard, we have to present, first of all, the objective, and then we have to justify the objectives, why are relevant in this case. And then we give the floor, give the room for discussion of the participants, and the fourth column is voting on two subjects. The first is the content subject, whether this Online X concept is relevant. The second is technical, organizational quality of the meeting. So, and we have to keep also the proportionality between justification and discussion and objectives definition. So now, regarding the objective, we have seen the definition. So the question, we call it statement or topic, which is at the end is yes or no, and no middle, no statistics. And then we should speak about Online X compliant meeting, because we are speaking Online X methodology. So the Online X methodology is the methodology how to create an Online X compliant meeting endorsed by the majority of people, of participants. You can find all the resources and descriptions of the Online X further on and during the presentation also. And also the credible knowledge definition, you can read, maybe you have read it. So describes, according to Oxford English, the quality of being trusted and believed in. And also, good example, the New England Journal of Medicine is an example of publication with a high degree of credibility, but not other media, some social networks, statements, and so on. More important, so we have to sell the credibility is subject of the subjective concept. So it's always relates to the context when the knowledge is created and endorsed by social context. And this is fully in line, this definition, fully in line with my LinkedIn article you can find. So showing or elaborating or justifying that online meeting is a suitable social context platform for creation of knowledge. So this is the venue of around the main topic, whether Online X is relevant or not. And now we come to the justification why it is relevant. So first of all, we see the current situation. So medicine is a cure for human body. It is tested several years before public use. It's credibly justified by scientific and empirical proofs. We know everything, this one. But message or knowledge should be also cure or influence the mental health of humans. But how it is treated or tested or verified, So today anybody can publish any statement on the web, very often without any proof of evidence. And on certain networks, I don't want to mention, robots and even strange editors are evaluating and deciding what is credible or feasible. So there is here clear, I declare there is an urgent need to introduce credibility metrics and governance of public knowledge. So not only the metrics, but the governance that means how the knowledge was created and how the knowledge is shared. And the sharing is the online X portal. We show it soon. You can stop me anytime if there are questions, even before the discussion. So now concerning the presentation of the new approach of online X. First of all, some reading. So we have to present that online meetings, but it's not only visual meeting, any events which are where with eligible and identified participants and opinions are ideal social platform for creation of credible knowledge. So we have to be convinced at the end of this meeting. And of course, we have to present argument and so on, and also not only the concept, but if this concept is doable, so we can do it, we can implement it in real life. So before going to the details, I have some to the architecture, but I have a nice simple picture because our slogan, we use it, we are building pyramid of credible knowledge. So let us imagine that there is a statement or we have to know, and many of EU citizens say, climate change, what is the cause of climate change? We know that the climate is changing. This is not the question. The question is, and the topic, if it is yes or no, if this has many factors. We know maybe many factors, but we don't know the root. What are the weights of these factors from real social context, also some political context. So here are some examples of the pyramid. So this main question or topic can be subdivided to some factors, and each factor should be discussed in online events. Here are the legend. And these events, whether a UN panel of climate change, must have some value. So credibility value. These are only examples. The goal of our project is also set some value and metrics which are commonly accepted. This is very difficult, but something like Google Scholar ranking and similar like this. But they are ranking the scientists, not the knowledge. And another factor you can see is also underpinned, and the average or some weighted average of many meetings or events, social context give the overall value of the factor, and all three factors give some factor of the main topic. So this is a pyramid of knowledge which is base, which is roots, not in some one-man show or some cliques of groups, but verified in several social and regional contexts, for example. And we discussed already with Louis that we also have to take into consideration publication as justifications, scientific publication as justifications of one of the roots, one of the legs of this statement. So maybe in the discussion, Louis, you will add your opinion. So this is in a nutshell the target. Maybe after 2 years, we have such a nice system like Google Scholar or others, where we can see morning, we will not go to any social network, but we open the online X portal. And now, first of all, now I will show you the online X portal, or but this is a working portal. I put with my webmaster some ideas to be more imaginable. So this is a portal for collaboration, for development of this standard. So here are the main ideas, and then there are some search of knowledge repository. There are some weekly ranking. Sorry, what are the best meetings and which ranking? Don't take it. These are only prototype. When the meeting was taken, and so on and so on. And also the top meeting of the week, and also we have how to compute the value. But these are everything for discussion, not for granted that this is finished. And here we have a best speakers for the last week. Also, of course, it can be done on regional level or subject level. We will see how our effort and capacity will allow this. So coming back into the details, please, I think somebody should close his microphone, because there are some noises. Thank you very much.
Probably Peter Balco.
Okay. Now it's good. Very good. So now we have here the online X architecture. The online concept has 4 roots. The client is very important, who will use this portal and implement it. The visitors who will use the knowledge. So sorry, clients will feed the knowledge, and also content services. That means we will have evaluation body who will evaluate and ranking the meetings. And the 4th one, promotion, EU visibility. So very quickly, so meeting providers are technical providers, like providers of meeting technologies, but any other online collaboration technology, and content providers who provide the content. So this is the main income, business income in the future, but not now, based on annual membership. So this is the one thing. Then, of course, concerning the meeting visitors, okay, so this is clear. And what is proposed, they must be an provider of this service, and there is some proposal for the beginning, and also professional platform for communication, the online X, these clever social networks, what you are members of the group, and thank you very much. The group is doubled within 1 week in the terms of number. The evaluation, I think we will not very well detailed, but what is important, there is a matrix, how to compute the value, but some value should be derived as a result of our work. What is important now today is very simply, the statement for whether online X is relevant is whether at least 51% of participants should say yes. Minimum number of participants is 30. What are the number? Only 23? Dominic? Hello?
It's 29.
Oh, so we leave 1 week maybe voting, if it is. Never mind. This is anyway. This is a meeting. The first meeting, so we can still can have some exemptions. So this is okay. So and EU visibility, it is very important. So marketing, the online meeting, marketing the clients, the sponsors, and marketing also, or promotion is better word, promotion of outstanding participants and speakers of the meeting. So we need leaders. We don't see where are the leaders. This is a common problem of EU, as we discussed in the past. COVID, this EU meeting 3 weeks ago. So this is the overall architecture. I think we are in good time, 20 minutes. Still, we can have some questions, but still, sorry, we have one topic for justification. As I told, it is not enough to tell this is the concept. We go to the Mars, but how are we capable? So we must build implementation task groups, and here are the task groups proposed, which will work, let's say, in voluntary basis, 2, 3, 4 months until we don't address a real project proposal, and then we continue in the project proposal. As a partners, a consortium member, we are welcoming individuals, also companies. So, and the task groups, as you can read, for methodology task group. Then we have the service development task group. So all these 4 legs, what I showed you before, must have a IT support and follow-up, and also the marketing task group. So content to providers. So this is the task groups. Of course, maybe you have some other opinion, other proposal, but too many task groups also not the best solution. And here are the phases 1. I think the phase 1 will be shorter because now we already have some proposal that are very relevant to our subject. Louis, if I may ask you, can you remind us what is this proposal? Or what is this call for proposals? If you can remind.
Yes, I can. So the European Commission issued a call for tender to do a feasibility study on the relevance of online new outings. Now you can find this call. You can find it in the e-tender portal. I have sent it already to you, Attila, and I published it in our dialogue in the LinkedIn. So Robert and Roland knows about it. I also, through another contact, made contact with somebody from the VRT, which is the Flemish Radio and Television Broadcast Union. So I explained a little bit to this person what everything is all about, and I think maybe to make it a little bit more easy for everybody, I'm not sure if I can make this, but what I will do is I will take the relevant remarks that I made, and I am going to try and see if I can post that one way or the other on this site, but maybe You have it already in your mailbox, Attila, because I sent the email with you in the CC. So how can I post? Can anybody help me here? How can I post text in this presentation that you are doing? Maybe
Yes.
I must
Yes,
wait.
yes.
I can find something.
You
We
can
can
you
write
can write it. You can write it
direct.
to the chat, or you can take over the
Yes.
presentation in case you are interested.
And
I'm trying to see if I can add something to the presentation.
No,
One
no, the
moment.
presentation
But
is
you
not
can add
interactive.
moment. He can add comments to the HTML version. So if you download it
I
HTML,
have this open.
yes,
I
and
have
they
this
are
open.
comments. You can give comments and send it to publish it again. Comments.
So I'm trying.
Or you download Mind Manager. Sorry, this is also a
No.
question.
I have this. I'm trying to see.
But now this
how
technicality.
I can notes maybe.
Notes, you can make notes, everything. But now we will discuss it, of course, in detail.
Well,
but
anyways, what I was trying to say is, it's a feasibility study, and the feasibility study just wants answers if it is possible to come up with some kind of a system that closely resembles the plan of Innovation X. How can we work with that? Will it be feasible? Will it be possible to, let's say, create some kind of environment that is able to show whether certain expressions are more or less likely to be relevant to a certain topic?
exactly.
This is not a feasibility study is
Yes.
in
This is
reality.
the beginning. This is
Yes,
the beginning.
Yes, but in reality, it's a bullshit tender for a very simple reason. Because they ask, is it feasible? And they only want to hear the answer. Yes, it is feasible.
Okay.
And so it is. In that sense, it is not a relevant thing. But that's the way Europe works.
But this is the trend. This is the trend, Louis. That there's somebody needs such a question to answer. Yes,
I know this.
Because we are in a crisis of credibility of information and knowledge.
Yes, I know.
Thank you. Thank
but
you.
But the issue is not the issue is not whether it is feasible or not. The issue is, given the fact that the outcome of the feasibility study will say yes, then the issue is, how are we going to implement it?
Exactly.
And I made a very, very brave statement in the email. We are going to compete one way or the other with the big American data aggregators, such as LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Google, what you have. So
we are not competing. They are our tools. We make the upgrade on the top of these technical social networks, which they don't derive any knowledge, only information, chaotic information.
Yes, but this is unfortunately, Attila, this is not true. This is not true. This is only what you see. This is not what I do with the data. So they do create knowledge, and they do create insights, and you have no idea, really no idea, what they are creating.
Yes,
You don't know.
Of course. Business intelligence. Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. So Louis, we have
yes.
to keep the timeline. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. I will shut up for a little
now,
bit. And
still, there are possibility in the discussion to express your opinion. Everybody. So now we are roughly in good time. Justification. I finished the justification by this, and now the discussion follows. We have 20 minutes for the discussion. So again, I will propose what types of comments we are expecting according to OnlineX. So question requesting more detailed justification or topic of the content. Supporting the relevance of online as a future pan-European service for creation and communication of credible knowledge. Proposal for extension or update of justification topic. So that means that we can change the justification or improve it or change it. Conditional support of online concept. That means support if some conditions are met. Under. And number 5, of course, why the OnlineX is not relevant, doesn't address real need, or such service is already available. And that are the 5 possibilities I expect as a moderator today in the discussion. Entries. Other neutral comments are not expected. So because of time, and we have to manage also the time, not only the quality of the content, but also the time. So please go ahead. Please go ahead with your questions. One of these 5 options.
Shall we type the questions or we can take the word?
Take the word, anybody. Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to maybe give some comments with regards to point 2 and point 3.
Which?
So if you just know, so
okay.
on the justification, yeah.
Yes.
So point 2 and point 3. So I would say that I find the platform quite interesting, and there is some potential that I see with that platform and the thinking behind it. Now, I am a big believer of the generative change, which means bringing the diverse ideas around a structured thinking so that we can enrich what this platform can bring, and indeed to probably respond also to the concern of Louis, that we're not competing with whatever is existing, but that we can offer something that is new, totally new, and creates a value that doesn't exist yet. Exactly. I see the grains of this difference with the approach. I believe that some open conversations can, or as I call it, generative conversation, could help to identify the word knowledge in the best way possible. So the definition there is going to be important so that it can confirm the model, but also can see how we can link it with the proposal with the EU tendering. Thanks, Louis, for sharing that. I had a look at it also. And this tender is a little bit focused on the journalist style of knowledge, from what I understood it. So we might want to say that this what is the link between knowledge type of content and journalist type of content. So I believe that we will have possibilities to explore the inclusion or the exclusion of the scope of each of those two definitions, knowledge and journalist content.
Exactly, thank you. Thank you. Really, we are not approaching journalists. Journalists articles are surfacing or surfing on the topic. We should concentrate on in-depth meetings which convince participants voting for some knowledge or some facts or some topic. So
I
really,
agree, and but we can be contributor to that journalist.
Journalists
so
can
we can
write.
see what are the ties. Yeah, we can see what are the connections.
The journalists can write about our meetings. Yes.
May I interrupt, please? Because I think that the discussion is going into the wrong direction. First, we have to accept the fact that science or knowledge, it is not a democratic kind of thing. It is not democracy.
Unfortunately.
So to be quite honest, I am not interested for 1 second in what a journalist will say, because that's an opinion. It's not the result of a research project. I am not interested in what the opinions are of hundreds or even thousands of people on a platform, because, as I said, science is not democracy. It is not. Science is founded in a method, in a methodology, to come up with some kind of relevance to ascertain the likeliness of an answer to a certain question or a proposition. This is the scientific method. Unfortunately, as we all know, it is not a defined issue. In other words, when you have done some research and you come up with an answer, that doesn't mean that it is right or wrong and that it will stay the same forever and ever and ever. It's not true. What happens in the scientific method is that slowly, we build upon the insights of our predecessors. And slowly, we accumulate knowledge and insights. So what it means for this particular online X scope is that we must take into account the history of a certain debate or the history of a certain way that the set of possible answers came together. It is not black, it is not white, it's 50 shades of gray. But once again, and we have to keep this in mind, research is not democracy.
Okay, thank you.
Not.
Thank you. Let us give the opportunity, thank you, Louis, to other members. So, Dominic, I have a suggestion. Can you go through the members, and each member should tell something, let's say 1-2 sentences about himself or herself.
Okay, members or participants of the meeting?
Participants, sorry.
Okay.
So I stop sharing. I want to also see
Okay.
and you have it, yes.
So I will start screen sharing. Wait.
Yes.
Please.
You have it, yes.
Okay. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
I will. Okay, so I will start in alphabetic order. So
Albane, Brioni,
Alban.
please, very quickly, or you already introduced yourself by your contribution, but please go ahead, Albana.
Yeah, I was about to add to what we just discussed, that I do believe that opening up to contribution of a wider network into what kind of knowledge we want to generate as part of this context is going to help in creating something that is different from what is existing. So this is one. The other one is in terms of implementation. We talked the other time about the change crowdsourcing. In fact, the very fact that we are gathering around that screen to discuss about the concept, about this might bring, is democracy in action. And exactly. It is generativity in action. Exactly. So we shouldn't think about and or just worry about bringing in thousands of people into defining a certain concept, but we might want to keep in consideration that if we would want that knowledge is created, which means concepts and insight on scientific work is being tested and applied by thousands of people, then we need to keep that process open and have that crowdsourcing element integrated into the implementation. So that's the two points that I wanted to add. So yes, for the concept, and yes, there are some enrichments that can be considered in it.
Thank you, Albana. So other people also, you should tell something about themselves, from which organization, which profession, as briefly or okay. Less briefly. We have still 10 minutes.
Andrea Kolvekova, please introduce yourself.
If not, we can continue. Not necessary.
Okay. Attila Balázs, would you like to say something?
Anything special? Good afternoon. So I'm working in the company of Novitec Group as a consultant for I3D solutions, and I'm just getting acknowledged with this topic. So
okay, thank you.
Thanks.
So okay. Let us go.
Thank you, Mrs. Belisova. Would you like to add something? Would you like to introduce yourself?
If not, we can continue.
Mr. Samuel, you are next in the row.
Maybe Mr. Ontko is Joseph should tell something. He's a very ambitious researcher about the fragmentation. Joseph, please tell us something about your hobby, knowledge fragmentation.
Hello, everybody. Fragmentation is mainly Ivan Samuel hobby, but forced fragmentation is the source of risk of knowledges, because replication crisis is everywhere. We are on the first meeting of this online X and just looking is what is it going on and recognizing. Therefore, I don't have any proposal for the...
Okay, but you can tell about your research. I see clear synergy what you are doing with Online X, but maybe next time, or you can add some words. Still, we have time, because Louis Lapidaire is already introduced himself, and also the PG so this cannot be cannot vote. You know,
it is Mr. Peter Jászberényi. He introduced himself.
Yes, but it's not necessary, because we will also Google Analytics. We will document who was here and who told
Yes,
what.
but he introduced himself here in the chat, and maybe we can give him the floor to introduce also verbally or mutually.
Okay, so please, Mr. Jasberini, please.
Thank you. Just briefly, I was not able to put there a name because Google is taking it automatically from the Google profile. So that's why there is PJ and not the name. So
Why?
I don't know. I was not able to change it for this meeting. So it is not possible to enter there some name. At least it was not possible for me.
Okay, this is not important.
And just a very short comment about the topic. So I think it's quite ambitious to build a system which will say if something is true or not true, or if it is relevant to some specific percentage, because it's very, very difficult to say when something is true and when something is not true. Just very short comment from me.
I tell you that we don't tell the absolute true or not. We say this is true under a given social context at given time. Decision taken, please. So
Attila, if I may, I think what we are trying to say here is not things about truth or anything. I think we are trying to say something like relevance.
Here in this meeting,
relevant.
Yes.
Relevant and credible. And and as I said, these are shades. These are shades. There are no absolutes. There are no absolutes in any discipline.
Exactly.
So, but it's more or less likely to be conforming to the observations that we are making.
And the social context and time taking and place taking and by people.
Yeah, but the social context is iffy. Social context is iffy because most of the participants in a social discussion have not troubled themselves to really go deep into making observations. So you have some kind of headlines reactions. You have populist reactions.
Okay.
You have all kinds of things that are not relevant.
Okay. So sorry, we have a time frame, but we understood your ideas fully. Give a floor to others. I see important Professor Balco from Bratislava University. Am I right, Peter? Hello. We cannot hear you.
Microphone is off.
Okay, now it's good. Yes, his microphone.
No, please unmute.
I am back here now. Fine. I'm a professor at present time, but I am doing the lectures in the English, French, and Slovak languages. Yeah, and I'm oriented on the smart solutions, IoT, and cloud architecture. It is my scope of the work, what I'm doing at present time at the university, and I would like to really insert distribute my knowledge and skills through the cooperation with this team in the future. Attila, I don't hear you. You want to say something?
Thank you, Peter, for contribution, and I should tell that Peter is the moderator of our Innovation Wednesday series in our Teledom Online. So see you on Wednesday.
Okay, see you.
Okay. So I am pleasure to invite Roland Strauss to welcome Roland. Hello. What about the European Parliament to have some controlling system of opinions? Roland, Online X as a controlling system, because we gave the right to the deputies, but the right doesn't mean that they will decide instead of us. We gave the right that they will rely on our opinion when they are voting. But sorry, Roland, take the floor. Maybe you tell us something for us. Roland?
You are muted, Mr. Roland.
Okay, so maybe we go further, and everybody can take the floor after when he has the good momentum. So who wants to introduce himself? Please go ahead. If nobody, and do we have some interesting names whom we didn't meet before? Peter Linhart, for example.
Mr. Marek Panty is new for me. I don't know if you know him.
No. Mr. Marek Panty, please take the floor and introduce.
Hello, I was invited here by Peter, and I work as a front-end developer. I work with some other programs and applications. Basically, this context and everything what was said today is quite new for me, and I'm really interested in this topic. But for now, I'm more as a observer than.
Okay, this is good. We are welcoming observer. But in which task group you expect your participation? So methodology, development, or marketing? We have these 3 task groups.
I can imagine either marketing or development. I'm not sure yet.
Well, good. So we will keep contact, or everything we will communicate in the group, Clever Social Networks. Yeah. Okay. So we slowly reaching our limits, but still, if there is something, something relevant, please, before the voting, we should clear the, how to say, our issues. So everything was explained, or you need some explanation. You remember the topics. So if not, then I will take back the presentation. Right? Yes, and prepare you ourselves for the voting. So voting, first of all, is written here. So some eligibility.
You are not sharing your screen.
Hey, and why I present now? Yes. Entire screen. Okay, thank you, Mario. Okay. And now you can see it. Yes, and we continue with
we see it.
We continue with the topic of voting. So here are the general comments. Eligible person to vote, member of the network, or will be member of the or meeting party identified by name, surname, and email. There will be 2 votings. All are public. That means that each vote will be named who voted yes, who voted no. But you can also don't vote, not vote at all. So, and you cast or you write in the chat yes or X, Y or N is enough, and we will compute the votes. We can use other voting system, but these voting systems can be not transparent. Anybody can vote by mobile or anybody. So now here we are simple, not too much, and the questions are very simple. So, and the meeting will be published on the portal, Online X portal, if meets the condition, number of parties present at voting at least 40. So this was proposed, not, I think that this is first time we can make an exemption. And the statement objective of the meeting received at least 51% of yes votes. The yes vote, and of course the clever value will be number of percentage. So this is clear at the moment until we don't develop something else. So voting on number 1, sorry, here is something else, but this is not I don't know what should be here, but let's go to sorry, I put something, but I don't know. what is this? Why it is like this? Can somebody explain it to me? Voting. Somebody is already voting. No. So the question, voting question is, the topic is hidden. Okay. So the question again, the meeting is relevant, the question what we put there. So we will vote on this question, whether online X is relevant method of creation credible knowledge. And the second vote will be about technical feasibility. This means that here vote yes if all criteria are met, or vote no if at least one of the criteria are not met, or don't vote. So these are criteria, 4 criteria. So agenda and related resources available to participate at least 24 hours before the meeting. I can tell that I published it on Saturday. So this is this criteria met, also published on the LinkedIn. The voting topic, which is the objective of meeting, was clearly defined and justification presented. Was sufficient time allocated to discussion? So maybe, I hope, if not, we can still stop and discuss. The voice and video quality meeting was sufficient to decide on my vote. So this means that the quality was not breaking your decision. So this is the overall question. So now what we can say, Dominic, you put into the window the chat window. I stopped sharing because the votes are now important and everybody puts. But first of all, you put to the chat window your remark, vote number 1, Dominic, and then everybody will put his yes or no, or not vote. Yes. So I look
so
at
now I put for I started the voting for the question number 1. So please once more write your answers, because
I put already yes.
It was a mess here, mixing up the 2 votings. So now it is the voting number 1. The question was if the online X concept is relevant.
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Enough, yes. No, why? 1 letter. No need to explain, because then makes or don't vote, or you make no or don't vote. No. Louis Lapide, no. Okay.
But it's for the second question, not for the first.
Oh. Sorry for this, but we mixed again. So these are the total votes. Or is somebody voting? Albana joined, so maybe she will. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You came back. Freezing of the.
You came back. Okay. Thank you. Yuri Bansky, yes.
10 yeses for now for question 1.
10 yes for question 1, and now we are 23 people voted, so this is not eligible yet. And vote 2, we are not asking for vote 2. We are asking only for vote 1, and then Dominic will tell vote number 2, and then you will tell also.
Okay, so 5 more seconds for voting for the question number 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I end the voting for the question 1, and now we will start with question 2 about technical
So please write the
Visibility.
chat window, because we have a record in Google Analytics to know. That means that vote number 2, yes.
So please
Technical
vote now.
Yes. Yes. So very few votes. But these are, of course, here, no technical quality, Louis, no.
7 yeses and 1 no. 8 yeses, 1 no.
So many people.
9 yeses. Ah, no, 2 no's and 8 yeses. Anybody else?
Somebody.
Last 5 seconds.
Yes. Okay. Still.
Okay. So thank you for voting.
Wait, Roland just joined. Roland Strauss couldn't join. No, Roland just joined. So Roland, please vote on the technical quality because we passed, or you can vote for both.
Can you hear me, Attila?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Because I couldn't hear 2/3 of the whole meeting. I don't know. The audio is always going on and off. I don't know what's going on.
Really?
And I don't know.
So who had this experience, similar experience like Mr. Roland Strauss? Hello? Nobody. Everybody could follow the meeting.
Yes, we could.
So Roland, then this is only in your computer, sorry. Your audio or your microphone.
Yeah, there must be a problem on my side, I guess.
Or your side, because here everybody, no complaints here. Sound was okay. The sound PJ. I don't know why this. I had 100% voice access. Peter Linhart, very good. So
we finished the voting and there were 12 yeses and 2 no's for the second question, the quality.
12 yeses. So the technical quality, 23 people was good. Yes, we have reached the threshold, but this base subject, the relevance was only, if you can repeat, and we put the voting results anyway to the meeting results. So vote 1 is how many people voted? Dominic, vote 1. Hello? Hello?
I was counting 12 yeses, if I am correct, but we will need to check it once more. After
But wait, you are speaking about vote 1 or vote 2?
Yes, voting 1. It was 12 yeses.
12 yeses. So we reached from present 23. So this is a threshold, really, but 23, yes. And vote 2?
It's 12 yeses and 2 no's.
12 yeses. 12 yeses. No's is not important, but then present only 14, no?
It's from 21 now, but it were 22 people.
22, okay. So anyway, then we finally, we got a final yes. So this is very good. So thank you very much, really. So if no other questions, so please, I will, yes, you can read the results. Results 12 and 12 yes from 22. Okay, thank you very much for the meeting. If no other questions, so Dominic, you can stop the recording and we can speak about the future plans. So we would like to organize also next week a more detailed meeting, technical meeting, which will be not online X compliant meeting, so we can have unlimited discussion and subject and time. So
okay, thank you. I will stop the recording now.
Thank you very much.